Hello and welcome to American Mogul. Today we are going to discuss the Fed's Fugazi facts and figures. Yeah, I mean, honestly, how much lying can go on without anybody holding them accountable? From beginning of 2021, in under 2 months, inflation is running at 30% plus. Now, both Jerome Powell and Janet Yellen came out and said unemployment is running around 10%. Are you kidding me? If they are willing to admit to 10% unemployment, it got to be double or triple that, yeah? If you have gone shopping, or if for food, or if you've gone to any home supply store, you will see the prices have gone through the roof. Food prices are up over 30%. Prices for materials for housing have gone up over 30%. And that's since January 1st. And it's only getting worse. You know what is a tip-off, yeah? Is the 10-year interest rate. It's heading towards 1.5%, and soon it will be heading towards 2%. That is going to put the risk-free rate for all of these stocks in all of the markets at a much lower multiple, so expect a huge correction. What is the Fed going to do then? Yeah. The stimulus package, they're still nitpicking about it, but that is going to be inflationary. How is the Fed going to justify these monetary measures that they have taken? They are causing the greatest everything bubble known in modern history. Even if you go back in history, it's hard to find another similar situation. Things like Bitcoin, yeah, are rising proportionally to the inflation rate. The Fed's facts and figures are completely made of baloney. I'm talking about baloney. I don't want to use the term bull crap, but it is that bovine schenectopia, scatology. You know what I mean, yeah? So, what are they saying? Inflation is less than 2%? What world are they living? They have thousands of economists working for the Federal Reserve that are providing facts and figures. I think they just file it under G for garbage and then put out whatever baloney they want put out. But they can't run away from the truth, yeah? Lies only last so long. The truth comes out. And when you shine a light on what is happening worldwide, with hundreds of millions of people unemployed, hundreds of millions of businesses going out of business permanently, and governments around the world and central banks around the world printing currency like it's going out of style. These Fugazi facts and figures that the Federal Reserve are giving us, you should immediately know that it's all baloney. Yeah, immediate, yeah. Know that these facts and figures are fabricated from flatulence. Yeah, there's a lot of F's going on around here. And it all starts with Federal Reserve, boosted by politicians that they have bought and paid for in their pocket. This is a global takeover of everything. You know, they already said that people will own nothing and rent everything and be happy. Well, keeping in line with all the F's, that is feudalism. Yeah? The lords own everything, and the peasants live on their land and work for them. This is what we're becoming, a feudalist state. Never mind fascism, socialism, Marxism, capitalism. That's all below. We're our feudal state. Yeah? Where we get crumbs. And the sponsor of all this inequality, wealth inequality, is the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is pumping money to devalue the money and in super hyper inflate the base money supply. That base money supply has to go somewhere. And every corporation taking advantage, yeah, of the miscreants that are investing in the stock market and just pumping additional shares and skimming off the top, and we are like moths to a flame, and we're gonna get burned. Well, not me, because I'm not invested in the stock market right now. I mean, I own some silver stock, SLVP, and I'm gonna pay a 2.5% dividend, and it's a precious metals play for what is eventually going to happen, right? Because these Federal Reserves, with their Fugazi facts and figures, are not going to stop. There is no end to the money. And when are we going to realize it? The 10-year Treasury is sniffing out the inflation. Yeah? It's sniffing it out. People who play in the bond market are, compared to people in the stock market, they are Einsteins, yeah? They are super intelligent individuals with vast resources at their disposal, yeah? And bond market is way bigger than the stock market. So something is afoot, yeah? These Fugazi numbers from the Fed, what can you say? They've lied to us their entire existence. Bankers have lied to people since the dawn of time. Yeah. Remember, banking started as a hard storage of money, gold and silver. And they abused it. They've been abusing the monetary system since the dawn of time. And if you really understood what is happening behind the scenes, you would not participate in this Fugazi recovery, because there is none. Yeah? There is no recovery as of yet. Do I hope there will be recovery in the future? Of course I do. I don't want to see people hurt. That's why I'm making this video, because I don't want to see you get hurt. But if you believe these imbeciles in the Fed, these liars in politics, yeah, they are narcissists and psychopaths. They don't care about anybody but themselves. And the truth may be they may not even care about themselves, because they are destroying everything, which will eventually lead to their own destruction. all I can hope for is that out of this situation we may come together and build a better system, a better future. But if you rely on these Fugazi facts and figures from the Fed, you are being led down the garden path to a slaughterhouse. You will lose everything. And the markets are starting to feel it. Yeah, they are starting to sense it. They are starting to see the future. You know how they say the stock market looks 6 months, a year, 2 years. In this case, who knows how many years. They keep, the talking heads on these financial channels. They are constantly pumping the stock market. Well, now, yeah, people are starting to see the future. The markets are starting to predict the future, and they don't see anything good coming. So, think about it. Bitcoin went from around 3,000 something to almost 60,000 before backing off. You think Bitcoin is not sniffing something out? Yeah, gold, silver, even though manipulated and forcefully suppressed, they are starting to sniff it out. Copper is already telling you. Copper is up 300+% in a year, reaching almost all-time highs of history in copper, and copper a major, they call it Dr. Copper. Yeah, it's telling you what's coming. Hyperinflation. Yeah, I'm talking 30% since beginning of the year inflation rate. But over a year, it's been 80% or more. Food prices have doubled, in some cases more than doubled. Construction materials have doubled, in some cases more than doubled. At what point are you not going to realize that this is a major problem moving forward? Yeah. When you inflate the base money supply, people who sell actual, physical, tangible goods don't want your Fugazi money from the Fugazi Fred, right? From the Fugazi government for their goods. They want more, and that's what inflation is. Like some people, hardcore economists, say inflation is the base money supply, but you know what? Increase in base money supply is not how regular people call inflation. Regular people, when they go with their $100 to do shopping and see that their $100 buys less and less and less and less every week after week after week, they realize, hey, something's all wrong. Something's not right. And then you have moratoriums that have been pushed back till June of 2021. What gonna happen how far can you push it? How far can you push it when insolvencies start to hit the banks? Where the money gonna come from to save a zombie economy? Because the American economy is a zombie economy. It focused on two things: stock market and housing. That's it. Stock market and housing. 60% of the people don't have either stocks or housing. What they gonna do? The housing crisis that's gonna come sometime. You can push it, but at some time it gonna hit. The student debt crisis, at some time, that's going to hit. All these things are going to hit, but we are focused on the Fed's Fugazi facts and figures. And as long as they can dangle a shiny object, your attention is deferred. Yeah? It's distorted. Everything is distorted. Yeah? The national debt that they're willing to report is approaching $30 trillion. At what point do people say, hey, we are stealing the future from our children and our grandchildren and their children? At what point are we going to wake up, yeah, and smell the roses? Not the fertilizer. Stop smelling the fertilizer that the Fed and the government shovels your way and start to think. Yeah? Because the hyperinflation that's going to hit, if in the first 2 months of 2021 we're running at 30% inflation, what do you think the rest of the year going to be like? Is the Fed going to print less money? Is the government going to stimulate less money? No! They're going to stimulate their asses off. And what's going to happen to a base money supply? And what's going to happen to your purchasing power? At what point do you wake up? I don't know these answers. I've woken up a long time ago. You know? 25% of my wealth is in real estate. 25% of my wealth is in precious metal. 10% of my wealth is in the stock market. And 40% of my wealth is in cash waiting. Waiting. Because there come a point where cash is trash. But like Ray Dalio said, cash is trash. But there is a small period of time where cash is king. And that will come when the moratorium on foreclosure ends. I'm not interested in evictions, although my heart goes out to the people that are going to be evicted. I hope they do not. But foreclosures, yeah, is going to be a once in a lifetime opportunity. Yeah. When those foreclosures hit, the amount of homes that are going to come into the market is going to be astounding. Astounding. And when the market drops, all of these people that have bought in the hyper bubble that is the housing market are going to be underwater. Completely underwater. For me, I bought one house cash, no debt, no debt, and one house I got 30% down. Yeah, so we'll have a mortgage of 70% of market value. Well, actually, 50% of market value because I bought it under market value. And so, like that, yeah. And why? Because when you increase a base money supply, those who can hold on will be the better, and those who can't will have to jingle mail it, yeah? They'll have to walk away. And the sheer amount of homes that are going to be foreclosed on, the banks can't hold on to them. Because banks have to pay property tax, insurance, they have to maintain the home. 100 or 200 homes, okay. But tens of millions of homes? They can't do it. They can't do it. Those houses will go to auction. And if you have cash, that that is the period of time where cash is king. After that, they will print more and cash will be trash. You know, the Fed, the government, fiscal monetary stimulus is just gonna go hyper overdrive and destroy the currency. Knowing this, thinking about it, knowing this, how you prepare, yeah. You need tangible, physical assets. Yeah. Now, for me, that's what I'm doing with 60% of my wealth. With 40%, it's cash. For that moment in time where cash is king, you have to act, but get ready for cash to be trash. You know, think about it. Think about the elderly on fixed incomes as this inflation hits. The human suffering. It is a tragedy. Think about those people who are going to get evicted. That is human tragedy. Think about those people who are going to be foreclosed on. That is human tragedy. And all brought to you by the Fed's Fugazi facts and figures. It's all an illusion. You need to wake up. As if you haven't planned, start planning. For the love of everything holy in this world, start to plan. Look through the lies, look through the illusion, and think of where you're going to be and how you're going to be and how you and your family are going to survive in this crazy world created and brought to you by the Federal Reserve and the government. At some point, all things come to an end. At some point, all things come to an end. And if you're not ready, the outcome could be very, very dire. So, for me, I wish you all the best. May God bless you and keep you safe. Thank you. Bye-bye.